So I just wanted to give you all a rough idea as to how much I make on a per hour basis as a reseller, just because I really feel like this is something that's not talked about too often. So to give some background, I'm currently a college student and I resell various items on eBay and Amazon as a side hustle to earn a few extra bucks. And I know this is not a formal income statement or anything, and I know that there are a lot of people that make a lot more and there are a lot of people that make less. This is to just give an idea of how much I make personally on a per hour basis, use on the side, so y'all can have a little bit of an idea. So here's my last 10 eBay sales, and that totaled to be $255.08. Here's my last 10 Amazon sales, which totaled to be $194.93. So in total, I paid $450 for these items, with a product cost of just $31.50, which what most people kind of show is, that's a $418 profit. But what they don't see is how much people make in net income. And this is net income, it's before the federal taxes. I take out sales taxes because I have to pay that every quarter, but I don't pay federal taxes until April of the next year. And that's based on a net income, where sales taxes is just based on the sales. So that's why I have that included. But anyways, so here you can see, so whenever I sell an item, the item I sold for, eBay fees, 10% of the sales plus 2.9% of the sale amount for PayPal, which yes includes shipping, plus 30 cents. Sales taxes, which is 8% of sales profits, and shipping costs. And now every time I go to the post office, I assume 90 cents for gas. But if I ship like 2 items at the same time, it's 45 cents. 3 items and 30 cents. The product costs, here's the net income amount. So I got $255 in sales on eBay with a net income of $109. Same thing with Amazon, in part because Amazon fees tend to be a little bit higher. I got $194.93 in sales, and I got $70 in net profit. Where in these numbers, I also assume about 50 cents for shipping supplies, because I usually use a bubble mailer, which is about 35 cents, but I sometimes have to use a box, which I add a little bit more in for, and there's also tape and paper, which is a cost. So anyways, my rough net income in total was about $180.25. Now to get it to more of a per hour basis, I assumed that it took about 21 minutes to find an item, which you know we're thinking, 21 minutes, right? But realistically, if you have to drive 15 minutes to get to a thrift store, 15 minutes back, that's half an hour. You spend an hour or two in a thrift store, you find 3 or 4 items. It can easily take 20 minutes to find an item, which also includes all the times that you might go to a garage sale and go to a thrift store and not find anything at all. Listing, I would guess maybe about 11 minutes. I didn't time myself on any of these, but these are just kind of rough estimates. Which included actually taking the pictures and making the listing. It's about 9 minutes for packaging the item. With that being said, that also includes like printing off the shipping label, and sometimes I have to, for example with this Mark Twain books, individually bubble wrap the items and kind of custom make a box, which took about half an hour to do. It's about a 5-minute drive to my post office, so about 10 minutes round trip, but sometimes I take 2 or 3 items with me. I've had the sales volume, so I assume about 7 minutes to do that. So in this, I assume that it took me about 0.8 of an hour to find each item. And this is also to find each item that actually sells. A part of being a reseller is you're going to find stuff that just isn't going to sell. You think it's going to sell, there's sold listings, you buy it, it says for a year, so it's for more than a year. It just doesn't sell, you need to get in there, you end up needing to get rid of it so you can use the space for better inventory. So this is kind of rough estimation, the amount of time that it takes for dedicated to an item that actually sells. And that being said, across 20 listings, I spent about 16 hours, which gave me a net income about $11.26 per hour. Now, with that, which does sound really good, right? With that being said, though, there are some notes that are important to keep in mind. Further there, you can make a lot more money by having a much higher volume of sales. Where for example on eBay you can buy a store and have the flat cost of the store, which reduces the amount of fees that you have to pay whenever you are listing an item, which can help you earn more money. Also, part of the fee for Amazon, so currently I have an individual seller account just because I don't really sell the volume that I feel is necessary to have a professional seller account, which is $40 a month. But let's say you're selling 400 items a month as opposed to maybe 20. So part of the fee for Amazon is a $1 flat fee. But if you're selling 400 items a month, that is 10 cents an item as opposed to $1 an item like you see in the calculations above. So which is another 90 cents an item, which will improve your net income a good bit. Also, if I brought, 3 items to the post office every day instead of just one, instead of assuming about 90 cents for gas, I could assume about 30 cents for gas and earn a good bit more money that way. However, there are ways that the numbers could easily be less. Like, for example, the numbers above don't include any returns and mistakes, So part of being a reseller is making mistakes. And, so there are going to be times where you ship an item, customers are like, okay, I didn't receive it. You just end up having to refund it. Or you're going to have times where the item arrives broken, you just have an unhappy customer, it's defective or whatever. You need to refund the item. Or there are also other times where customers are going to return the item, where even though, yes, you can relist it, there's still the cost of shipping that you have to refund the customer for, and soon PayPal's not going to let you refund the PayPal fees, which is going to be a cost as well, which does reduce the amount of money. And also, as with mistakes notes, there are times that you may have an item, be trying something out, and lose money on it. I remember one time I had it was like a Texas nutshell. All the sold listings were about $15. And so I was like, I could do it 99 cents plus shipping as an auction. And only take a couple bids to allow me to earn a profit. I tried that and only got one bid. I ended up losing a couple dollars on the sale. So it didn't include any of that above, which could reduce the amount. And also, one of the big things is that the above numbers included 2 what I would consider scores. You see, most items you see sold for $20, $14, $19, but here you can see there's this item right here, the Expositor's World, which I'd consider a score because I sold for $43. For me, a score is something that just way out of the norm. For me, like a book that sells for over $40 is way out of the norm, something I consider a score. So you can see some good sales, right? $28, $27. Good sales, which are fairly average, but a little bit above average. But here you can see, $75 sale, something I paid $7 for. Which I know that the ratio of like the product cost to the sales is not as high, but some other items. But because of flat costs like shipping and PayPal fees and whatever, and shipping supplies, I was able to earn $37 in just net profit, $37.75 and even. Numbers above also includes, only inventory that is sold, right? Like I said before, part of being a reseller is, you're going to find an inventory. Part of the learning experience is just finding inventory thinking this is going to sell great, and it just doesn't sell. And it sits for over a year, and you just end up having to get rid of whatever inventory that it was. There are going to be times where you go to garage sales and thrift stores, and you're just not going to find anything. And all the inventory that I'm sitting in my closet, it's cost. I have $100 sitting there, paid $1 a piece. That is $1 less that I'm making. That I had $1 less that for every book that I had to take out of. That being said, one last thing I'd like to talk about is just like experience in general. I'm not an expert reseller. Obviously I've only had like 50 books from the Amazon warehouses. I've never done a wholesale Alibaba deal yet. Hopefully soon, but I have been doing it for, over a year and a half, and I would like to say that experience helps to an extent, right? Because, there are items, just a few months ago, I would have never thought of selling old remotes, but I figured that those sold well on eBay, and I started making money with those, which made it to where I could reduce the amount of time it took for me to find items that actually sell. Also, there are items like old Zippos. I used to have the notion that, I didn't realize that Zippos are super collectible, honestly. And I had the notion that if a Zippo didn't light, it was kind of pointless, right? Because you want a Zippo to light up. But I realized that if it sparked, it really only needed lighter fluid most of the time, and if you find one that looks cool for $1 or $2, pick it up and buy it. So that was something that I started to do, and whenever I found the cool, it's weird looking back thinking times I specifically remember, looking over Zippos and not getting them, but there are times where whenever I see one, I pick it up. Or another example, there's a tool called a sinker mold, which, when I've found that you can have really expensive tools like Snap-on anything, people just pick up automatically. People know what that is. It always seems. But there is a tool called a sinker mold, which I'm not sure 100% what they're used for, to be honest. But they typically sell for $20-something used on eBay. And here's some images as to what they look like. So here is some listings of just some sinker molds I've sold. As you can tell, they all typically sell for, solid profits if you can find them for $1 or $2 at a garage sale, which is what a lot of people just tend to sell them for. And lastly, what I've found is that, with, a little more experience, I can, for example, go to a thrift store and only be a lot more kind of selective in the books that I scan. And because, taking, and kind of in a sense, find the groups of books that are going to have a much higher rate of books that I'm going to want to pick and sell on Amazon, as opposed to other categories of books that, for example, hardcover books just tend to sell for more on Amazon than softcover books, right? So I can go through and just focus on nice looking hardcover books as opposed to softcover books and be more effective and efficient with my time. And also, you start to see more of the same. A lot of times, I used to think that silver-plated items would sell, and I've actually bought some silver-plated items that I've had sitting for over a year now, because I'm like, this is a massive silver-plated platter from a while ago, but to be honest, they just don't seem to sell very well. Even if you look at the sold listings, and you see that they have a sales price of like $13, $14, $25, $30, typically they just don't sell for very much money on eBay, and they're expensive to ship. Also, shipping, you can now have a better idea of how I can save money on shipping. Is kind of talked about in an earlier video. But with that being said, if I had more experience and more volume, and if I did more wholesale deals, or I could just get a pallet of inventory sent to Amazon warehouses like some people do, I could definitely earn a ton more money on a per hour basis. But with that being said, this is just kind of give you an idea of how much I make. I think this is good because I feel like I'm kind of average, side hustle reseller, make a few $100. That's reasonable, I feel. And just give y'all an idea. So hope this helped. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you have any questions or ideas or concerns, and have a great day.